Record. Okay, perfect. It's recording.
Yeah.
I don't know what will happen after that. Um, so I know that it's last minute, but the I'm gonna try. If y'all are just joining, if you could mute yourselves, that would be fantastic. But the training that we had on Saturday, I think there was a lot of good information, and instead of trying to regurgitate it in text, I always think that it's better in person in communicating that, just because it's easier to talk through those examples versus have it written out. So the main things that I want to talk about are some of the social media things that we talked about, and then the recruitment and conversations of DTs and how to do that. And some of y'all were there, so maybe after I do all of that, we can have a little bit of Q&A maybe, and you could help elaborate or add to what I'm going to say. All right, so the first thing's on social media. Whitney really talked about social media because I feel Whitney Slack, if y'all aren't following her, maybe follow her. I don't know if her profile is public. But first, can y'all hear me? Okay, I have my laptop on a pillow, so I just want to make sure it's not all dead. Felicia's saying this. Where is Thumpkin? So the main thing on social media, and it's something that I think I take for granted because it's something that I've always done in my PR world, but it's about finding your voice on social media, finding your shtick, so to speak, and what is going to help you tell your story through social media, not necessarily just your it work story, but how people are going to relate to you. So like Whitney said, when she started, she was already a stay-at-home mom. They were already financially secure, so it wasn't that she needed to get out of her job to stay at home. She needed to make money because they weren't making ends meet, right? So that wasn't going to work for her. So she had to find her voice. And her voice, she's always been into health and wellness and fitness, and so that's kind of the avenue that she's taken. And she uses that and she incorporates that. And so it's also something that's going to evolve over time. So your story is not necessarily going to stay the same, but you need to find that voice and not use someone else's voice. And so, because that's your audience, and that's also going to help you find the right followers and the people that are going to be relatable to you. And so if you have questions about like what your shtick or what your voice should be on social media, then you should ask. Like some of them that were there, like Sarah. Sarah, I've been telling her she needs to use that twin mom thing. She is a twin mom. She needs to use that twin mom. Danny and I today, we ran into each other at the restaurant, having our margarita for Margarita Day. And she's a type 1 diabetic. And she's a young married type 1 diabetic. That can be her shtick. Macy, I see you up here in the corner. I think, you're a young mom, you're a new mom, you're also a school mom because you're going to school. So that would be your voice. You're not going to try to be a 33-year-old work-at-home mom with 2 kids who came out of the PR world, Gina, you're a counselor. That is what you do, like by trade. That is something that your voice, that is something that you could bring in. Gayla, wherever Gayla is, I talked to her. There she is. She has her 3 babies they're not all babies anymore. I mean, they're 6-year-olds and up, but they're all adopted. She's an adopted mom. She's also, her youngest daughter is 6. Am I right? 6. And, we just recently added Gayla to a It Works group that's for DTs 50 and older. So she's an older mom. And so that needs to kind of be her voice and where she's at. And so it's really just about finding, if y'all are new, can y'all mute your audio for now? Hey, Stormy, you made it. So that is one of the main things, because when you're using your voice and the things that you're good at and you're relational with, people are going to start being drawn into you. You're not going to seem adsy. You're not going to seem like you're pushing. You're going to be pulling people into you. And as much as we hate to admit it, people can sniff out when we're not being us. Even on social media, even if it's a stranger, they could be like, like we were joking because I got a message last night, and it was such a script from a unique person. And it was just like a script sent to me, and I'm like, oh, come on, at least tell me I have cute babies or something before you send that script. And it made me think, I was like, oh no, tell my team, don't do something like that. Even though we send out scripts, but we also try to make them a little more personable, hopefully, except on Instagram. Instagram's a whole different ballgame. So really, the social media thing was finding your thing, but also being consistent. If they see you consistently bringing it works into your voice, then it's going to help. It's going to make a lot more, they're going to be more receptive to reading your messages and responding to you, even if it's with a no. They're going to be more like, okay, well, this, I've been following her. She's real. She's authentic. She's thoughtful. I'll just politely say no, thank you for now. And using your voice. So like, I'm going to think of an example that she used. Okay, so Whitney the other day went and got her nails done, right? And she could easily, I need to get mine done. Look how bad they are. Sorry. That's a different story. I'll go like this. She got her nails done, and she, you could easily get your nails done and be like, thanks, it works for paying for my nails, right? You're still, thanks, it works for paying for my nails. But what she did is she took it one step further, and she brought it into her voice, into her shtick or whatever it's called on social media. And she said, before it works, I felt guilty for going to get my nails done because I wasn't contributing, and I had this guilt that I was taking away and providing for my family. But now I could go and get my nails done and not feel guilty. So you see, like, it, same thing. Thank you, it works. You paid for my nails, but she brought an emotion to it that matches her story. So kind of like today with my margarita post. I don't know if you guys saw it. I was not one of those. I think I was talking to Gina the other day. Like, I was not one of those, like, I want to do it work so I could leave my job. I loved my job. I loved what I did. That was never my mentality. But there came a day and I was telling Gina, there came a day that I was at work, and I had been there since 8, and I was going to be there until like 8 or 9. And it was a beautiful day, and I had friends out midday drinking on the patio, working. They're It Works people having fun. And I was like, I want to be out on the patio drinking. And then I thought about it. I was like, but I'm here until 8 o'clock tonight, and I'm not even going to see my baby. So I don't get to see my babies, and I don't get to go hang out and have a drink. And then it clicked that I was using It Works was my plan B. It was not my plan A. I was already triple diamond, right? But I was like, It Works, plan B. And I had to make this mental shift. Like, It Works is my plan A. My job became my plan B. So that day that I was like, I think I'm done, it was pretty easy because it was plan B, and I was excited about my plan A. That has nothing to do with social media, except today, I related to the working people out there by saying, there were days that we went to lunch every single day. We would go to a restaurant. They'd be like, hey, you want a beer? Yes, I want a beer. But I can't because I have to go back to work. Or, it's just the things. That's kind of my thing is I didn't know what I was missing out on. So I'm a work at home mom. I don't know. Do y'all see kind of what you could just nod? Yes, no. Is finding your voice, and what's your voice is not going to be what's like our voice. Like Stormy, I would think Stormy would be, she's a coach. That's what she does. She teaches, she coaches, she's into health and fitness, and she's a new mom, and probably the busiest person I've ever met. I don't know if y'all have heard that story about before I signed Stormy, this was the only person in 4 years that I went to my mentor, Melissa, and I said, I really think that she literally will be the first person for me to ever say she is too busy to do this business, because I know her schedule, I know her life, and I don't know how she's going to do it. And she's found a way. But there's people that can relate to that. Like, they're like, I'm too busy. I don't have time to do this. Well, let me introduce you to Stormy. Let me tell you about her life and what it looks like on a day-to-day basis, and she's making it happen. So I'm gonna, if y'all have anything to add to the social media stuff, you want to unmute yourself, those of you that were there. Any good nuggets of information, like a couple of minutes? You don't have to. You could just say yes, no, maybe so. If not, we'll move on.
Let me get my notes out and look real quick.
Okay. Yeah, Stormy took like 10 pages of notes.
4.
Something that resonated with me, well, when he said it, she said, you know, if you don't have something important to say, don't say it.
Right.
You know, because how many times have we all been on Facebook where someone's just posting like, I don't know, like, I went to the bathroom, like, you know, just something stupid and like, okay, cool story, bro. Like, you know, if it doesn't have any meaning behind it, then don't post it.
Right. And she talks about like, if you don't have something important to say, like there's so many times we get so caught up, like, I need to make a post, I need to make a post, I need to make a post, that the quality of our post is really just blah, versus really thinking through, you know, missing, you know what, like there's some days that I don't make a lunchtime post because I'm not there. I can't think, there's nothing really exciting coming to me or thoughtful or whatever. And so I would rather not just post and put like some ad up there. What all that's going to do is really push people away instead of pull them in. And so the way you post, yeah, you need to be really thoughtful. Like when you're about to post, and this is something that we taught the schools, the people that had some Facebook pages, is really think, is this something that you would want to see as a parent? Okay, that's what we told the schools. And so for you, before you post something, really ask yourself, would you stop and read this, or would you just scroll right past it? And I mean, it's hard sometimes. It's a gut check because you're like, I want to get it out there. I want them to see my business. But are they really going to stop and look at what you're posting? Or are they going to be like, okay. And we talked about like my audience, a lot of my audience came from the PR marketing advertising world. And so I have to be really careful about what I post. You won't see me using the corporate images because my audience is going to scroll right past them because they're going to be like ad, sales, 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 versus a picture of me with confianza, like, they're going to relate to that. They're going to resonate with that. And so that I could put the exact same wording in the text with a picture of the corporate confianza and a picture of me stressed out with confianza and get 2 totally different responses. But the text could be the exact same thing. So really just think about that. All right, Stormy, you got your notes? Oh, now she left. Oh, she's back. You're muted. Hold on. Let me unmute you. Unmute. Okay.
What? I was muted?
Yeah.
By you or by me?
Both, maybe. I'm not sure.
Okay. I started a couple of things. One of them was when she told us to stalk ourselves. And are you posting the same stuff? Like, are you constantly posting inspirational quotes? Or are you constantly posting corporate ads? And I thought that was kind of, or that was good.
Oh, that's when she said she had a loyal or a distributor that all they were getting was loyals on greens. And so she went and stalked that distributor, and it's because that's all she was posting about. She's like, even if you haven't used Estro Rhythm, post about it because it's something that we have, and there will be someone, if all you're posting is about greens and hair, skin, and nails, that's all you're going to get is greens and hair, skin, and nails customers. So yeah, stalk yourself.
I try to like write down on our rule of 5 what I post about each day so that I can kind of flip back through and look and see and be like, oh, you've posted about hair, skin, and nails 6 times this week. It's your favorite product. Stop.
Right. Yeah, that was a good one. Stalk yourself.
Yeah. And then I have like 4 starred. The one that she said one post can change everyone's mind or someone's mind, and how Mandy had kept posting and kept messaging her, and then she posted something with her crying, and it just really resonated with her. So you never know, if you stop posting, you're not going to reach those people that you haven't reached yet.
So that story really fast. Mandy had reached out to Whitney a couple of times, like over the course of the year, and Whitney actually just ignored her, didn't do anything. But she was watching her, and last March, when Mandy got promoted to double and got her double good, she posted a picture of herself like exhausted, and like you could tell she had been crying. And Whitney saw that, and she was like, oh, she's a real person. Even though they knew each other, but, you know, it wasn't like she's willing to make herself look like crap on social media because she's worked hard. Maybe I'll message her back. And she still told her no. It took her a while to say yes, but it was that one post that got her, like, drawn in. Hi, Dave. Uh-oh, Lee just covered it up. He must be walking around naked. Okay, do you have anything else, Stormy?
Are you laughing at me?
No, I'm laughing at Lee covering her picture because I saw Dave in the background. She was like, oh.
Now I'm looking for Lee.
Straight up, guys, he's walking around in his undies, so I had to cover it.
All right.
What, you don't want to share? Lord.
Boo.
The last thing, I think it's a good idea that we kind of like shout out our LCs and our DTs on Facebook. Like I did it last night because one, it's showing other people that, you know, you're being successful and people want your product. But two, it's also tagging those people in posts and that picture. And then, you know, one of their friends that you wouldn't have had that contact with might be like, well, what's this? What do they got? What is it? I want to look into it. And then, you know.
See, I would have never thought to do that because I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this team, or they help train like direct sales people. They're called the Tag Team. And they're on Facebook. Look them up. They actually do. They have a video series called Minivan Moments. And they give out tips. And one of the things that they had said was, you know, to not give shout outs on Facebook, like, you know, hey, thanks for purchasing, da-da-da-da-da. But I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can just shout out, hey, thanks for being loyal, instead of specifically calling out what they bought.
Right. And that's what Mandy was saying. Like, don't say, hey, thanks, Stormy, for getting the It Works system and cleanse. I know you want to lose 30 pounds. Like, don't put their dirty laundry out there. Just say, hey, thanks for becoming my loyal customer. And don't even like really say what it's, you don't have to say what it's for, just that they bought something. Yeah, and then if they share their results with you later, you can be like, yeah, here's their results if they're willing. But yeah, that was a good one too. So stalk yourself, find your voice, keep posting.
Oh, and don't be like a billboard.
Right.
Like the company. Make sure that you're being you. Like the big thing was you're selling you. There's so many other people out there that are selling very similar products. And at the end of the day, you're basically selling you, not necessarily just the products.
And also it's about building trust.
Right. That's something that I say all the time is people aren't buying my products, they're buying me. Like they're buying me. They're not joining It Works, they're joining me. You know, if they don't trust you and they're not, I mean, yeah, they're joining It Works, but they're joining It Works because they're sold on me. They're going to be sold on you. They're going to be sold on Stormy. Megan joined Stormy because of Stormy, not because of what the company, the products are. You'll see that difference. And if you're just an ad all the time, they're gonna be like, well, might as well just go join It Works. And then there's not that relational aspect to it. So that was good.
Something else Whitney had said, she tells her team to try to post 3 times a day, like a product post, a business post, and a non-It Works post.
Post.
Say that one more time.
Lifestyle
Life
post. It's the F's: food, family, fitness, fashion, fun,
Faith.
Yeah, there's all the F's: food, family, fitness, fashion, fun, faith. We're working on F's right now in our book, actually. So Kyler is saying far. Sorry, that's what we did tonight. We read. Okay, so we're good on the social media stuff. Now we could talk about the recruitment that she talked about. Okay. So the next thing is Mandy talked about, Mandy is really good at recruiting distributors, but she's really, really good at flipping them from wanting to be a loyal to becoming a distributor and then sealing the deal. Like, she's really good at it. So the way she talked about it is, and I've heard this a million times and I still don't put it into action all the time, and I should. I did it today, and lo and behold, I have 3 conversations going again with potential distributors. So what she does is she's really good on the phone. First of all, she always tries to get them on the phone. Some people are not good on the phone. Don't try to get them on the phone if you're not good on the phone, okay? But you won't know if you're not good on the phone if you don't get them on the phone to at least give it a try. But the thing is, the concept, the thing you want to think about is this ping-ponging. You want to ping-pong the conversation. So she said, and I never thought of it this way, but y'all, it's actually genius. Our biggest target is women, right? And women like to flirt and be flirted with, right? So she says, see it kind of is like you're flirting with them. You're not giving them too much. Like, you're like, oh, it's not a big deal. They're going to be like, wait, it's not a big deal. Maybe I want your product. You know, like it's kind of like this back and forth with them of giving them just enough, but not enough that they're going to want to come back for more. And you're stroking their ego at the same time, but in a very thoughtful way. So what she does is, if she gets them on the phone, so you have a potential distributor. Gosh, I'm trying to think of how a conversation would normally go. Okay, hypothetically. Hey girl, there's this girl on my Facebook. She's fun. Actually, we're going to use Danny because this is the approach that I used with Danny to get Danny. We became Facebook friends, and I immediately put her in my potentials list because that's what I do with any new person that's not in my business. And I started watching her, and I was like, she is fun. She's fun. She's funny. She was already selling something, and I'm like, okay, so she's not anti-network marketing. And so I just kind of followed her for a while, interacted with her, and it was New Year's, actually. I remember the day that I was like, I'm going to approach this girl. It was New Year's Eve because she made a comment on my post, and she made a picture of her and her husband on my picture of me and Thomas. And it was like a goofy picture. I'm like, she's fun. I'm going to approach her.
We made such attractive faces.
We did. It was great. So I don't remember how the conversation goes, so we're just going to pretend this is a new conversation going. I would message Danny and say, like the message that I sent the Ruby chat today, hey girl, you are so fun. You look like you're so much fun. You have a blast. That's exactly the kind of person I like to work with. Are you interested in earning extra income? Or that you're exactly the kind of person I look for that, to bring into my business, or something along those lines, right? It's validating her. It's stroking her ego. It's saying you're fun. And then the conversation just goes, Danny, so what do you do? Oh, I work for a health and wellness company. And then that's it. Or you could say, I work for a health and wellness company. Have you heard of It Works? Question, right? Danny, whatever she says. And it's just these little short back and forth conversations. And so whenever the person is like, yeah, let me hear, there's always that time that we say, would you like to hear more? Do you want some more information? That is the time where most people start losing it, right? And I'm guilty. And she says what she does is, as soon as they say that, she says, great, when is a good time to call you? It'll only take 5 minutes. I just want to talk about you and your goals. And right then she's like, it's about you. And she's like, it takes 30 minutes, but we just say 5-10 minutes, whatever. She gets them on the phone. And the first 5-10 minutes, it literally is all about them. Why are we talking today? Basically, that's what she asks them. Why are we talking today? Why are we talking about this business? And they're usually, well, because I want you asked me, or because we want to join, and blah, 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 like all of this stuff. And she just gets to know their goals. She gets to know more about them, because then she could take those nuggets of information and bring it back into why they need to be doing this business. Does that make sense? So she gets them on the phone, And the first 10 minutes is all about them. That's all they do. They just talk about the person, talk about the family, talk about everything. And it gets them in a place of comfort, but also it gives her all the information she needs to know about this person and what's going to make them want to join. And so, and it's just this ping pong. Even then, she's ping ponging it back and forth. So I'm trying to think. Okay, so a lot of the times, one of the phrases, and she got this from Ashley, one of the phrases that y'all need to like put into your memory when someone says that they're interested in the product. You know, a lot of times we get asked, well, how much is it, right? Someone just says, how much is the cleanse? She pretty much just kind of avoids that question altogether. And she just will say something like, oh, the cleanse is awesome, blah, 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 this and that. And then she ends with a question. She doesn't even answer the price question. So then they come back, they go back and forth, whatever. And at some point, the question that comes out is, do you want to get it at a discounted price, 40% off as a loyal customer? Or do you want to still get it at that discounted price, but also make money? Which way do you want to go? She only gives them those two options. Discounted price as a loyal customer, or discounted price and make some extra money as a distributor. So that's something that Ashley's always said that we need to just like beat into our minds. Oh no, okay, we have 10 minutes, so we're gonna have to talk fast. So what else did she talk about? Anyone else? Can you chime in?
I'm reading over my notes.
By the time she gets to the point of asking them, so what do you think? That's what she does. So what do you think? Do you want to join me? That is kind of like the way she ends it. She's already answered any hesitation or any excuse that they could have had. She already tells them, she says, hey, your husband might not be supportive of this, and this is why. He doesn't want you to fail at something. He doesn't understand it. You know, husbands in this business, we love our husbands, but you just need to go to him if you really want to do this and say, I just need you to support me. Give me 6 months. Just give me 6 months to try this and support me. So she already puts that out there, like your husband, so that they can't say, I need to talk to my husband. Like she already has thrown it up there, like husbands are sometimes not the best supporters in this, and this is why. So let's talk through that. She already has put something up about time. So she has already like answered every excuse before they could even throw it at her.
She also said to don't answer a question that hasn't been asked.
Right.
Don't info vomit to the point where, you know, you're overloading them with info and you're answering questions that haven't even been asked yet.
Right. And it's hard, but a lot of we're pretty good at that, because that's something that we train a lot, is don't answer what hasn't been asked. Just answer the question and then shut up. And that's that ping ponging, that back and forth. But that's where we lose a lot of people. And I mean, if you could just keep it like 2-3 sentences, and that, again, that's that flirting thing. You're giving them just enough, but not enough that they're going to like ask for more. I'm trying to remember how else.
What I liked is she said, find their why, because there's no price on their why.
Right. And that's
the $99.
Right. There's no price on the why. And that's kind of what I did today. I think I shared with some of you, most of you, I forget which groups I share with, that I have this list of like 60 potential distributors, like just hanging out right now. So I sent them that message like, hey, I was sitting here thinking about you. I needed to follow up with you. But then I got to thinking, we've never talked about why you would want to do this business. So why would you want to do this business? Then I made it about them again. And I have 3 that I'm talking to. One that I added to a chat because she's like, I really just want friends. I'm like, well, I got 100. How many friends do we have right now? 1,400 and something friends waiting for you. So we got friends. I have another one that, you know, she finally just, she started talking to me. Gayla, she's an adopted mommy. She has adopted babies. And right now we're talking through her. She's like, I think I really want to do it works, but my best friend sells Rodan and Fields. And so I'm hesitant. So now we're talking through that, and I'm getting her why, and I'm able to help. And I'm being very like, the best decision ever. I get it. It's your best friend, but you know, let's talk about what's best for your family. What are your goals for your family? Is that possible with Rodan and Fields? Is it possible with It Works? And I'm kind of like just coaching her through the decision-making process in a very non-threatening way.
She also needs to consider, because I've been approached to sell Rodan and Fields several times, but you have to know your audience. Like, for instance, you know, the skincare is excellent. I've heard great things about it. But the thing is, my audience, my folk, my people, they're not going to spend the coin on that, unfortunately.
We talked about, I said that exact same thing in a message, is you got to know your audience. I said financially and consumably. I don't even know if that's a word, but
it is now.
Are they going to spend the money on it, and are they going to keep spending the money on it? Like,
FYI, Tammy, they're about to raise their prices on a lot of their products in 6
perfect.
days.
So I'll let her know that.
I actually know that from a mutual friend that just started selling it, and that's what she's using to try to get people to sign up right now and buy a product, is because they're about to raise their prices.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, but I mean, that's great. But what happens when they use a product and then, like, what is it? So much more expensive? That's shitty, to be honest.
Right. So, who else was there? Did y'all take Stormy, Gayla, Danny? Where did Candiance go? She was on for a minute. She left.
Okay, someone disappeared, and I guess it was her.
We have a couple minutes before it kicks us off.
Dun, 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 dun. She said, you know, while you're ping-ponging in conversations, try to use like one-worded answers, like great, spectacular, awesome. Whenever if they tell you their why, or, you know,
or just in anything, validate them. So like this girl will say, the one, I just really want to make friends. Awesome. Exclamation point. We love community. We have fun. We have friends. I'm worried because, or that's not a good one to say. Great, you're worried. I just want to go on. I want to take my kids on vacation to Disneyland. Gayla, wherever you are, you moved on. Awesome. Let's go to Disneyland. You know, like it's that one word validation that they see and they read. It's like, I heard you. I get it. I know. Got it. It's a checkpoint, and that's what we call them in PR. It's a reference, or not a reference check. It's a checkpoint, making sure that there's this like communication going on and they're understanding what you're saying. So it's like, yep, got it, good. Let's move on. But the ping-ponging and the making it about them, that's what I was going to say. Too many times, and I'm guilty as all get out, you guys. I'm guilty of this, and I'm guilty of giving y'all this because that's just how sometimes the brain works, is saying things like, I'm looking for 5 product testers. I want you to join my team. I need to hit this bonus. I need
mine.
It's not about you. It's about, you need to make it about them. Like, I think that's why I did so well with getting people in that dang time iron challenge, the hair one we did, because I reached out to them and I was like, you already have awesome hair. And so how about getting awesomer hair and maybe winning in this time iron? And I reached out to everyone on my friends list that I knew had awesome hair. And that was just validating them. And it was about them at that point. Like, you already have awesome hair. You need awesomer hair. And so to get that word I out of our vocabulary, because, and I'm guilty of this, if I think about me as a audience, any of those posts that say, I need 3 more people to buy from me to help me reach my goal, I'm like, yeah, well, it's not going to be me. Because I don't want to just be a number. And I think like that. And so there's people that are going to think like that. And so we've got to find a way to make it about them, not about us. and we'll pull in a lot more people. So those are the main things that, we have less than a minute. Okay, I'm going to talk fast. If it kicks us off, thank you for coming. One day I will upgrade. I didn't think we would be talking this long. So the main things, remember, find your voice on social media. If you need help finding your voice, let's talk it out. We'll talk it out. Don't be a billboard. It's about the push, not the pull. No, flip that. It's about the pull, not the push. Ping pong conversations, make it about them. Felicia's being inappropriate up there in my top right corner. Find your voice, push, pull, ping pong conversation, short and sweet. Don't answer a question that hasn't been asked. If you want, try to get them on the phone, validate concerns before they could even bring them up. I thought that was one of the big things, like, that's genius, because they can't come back and say, well, I don't know what my husband's going to think about this. I'll tell you what he's going to think about this. I already know what he's going to think about this. So yeah, those were the main things, I think. Stormy, Danny, Gayla, any quick nugget before it kicks us off?
The only thing that I remember is you have to ask for the sale.
Oh yeah, ask for the sale. If they're going to take your time, ask them for the sale.
Yep, because that's time away from your family, from your babies.
Are we going to get you signed up today, started on hair, skin, and nails? Are you going to join my team today? And let's get you started. Are you
also making sure that you have that actual follow-up time.